here. I hope you guys are doing great. I'm doing pretty fantastic. It's now currently day 10 of our 21-day road trip that we have going on across America. Right now, we're stopped in Tennessee. I believe this is actually located in Weird Valley. So I just want to give you guys an update as to how everything's been going, what we've been up to, how things have gone, what's gone right, what's gone wrong, and of course, what the big plan with all the vlogs we're going to be. And as you can see, I got my bougie glasses going on, got my cup of tea, and this is actually not where we're staying. This is a tea shop that we had stopped by to get some food, breakfast, and some tea before I kind of start the work day. But yes, it did say work day. But yeah, cheers to some breakfast tea. All right, so this trip was basically got fire going in the background. Go get them, boys! All right, so we started this trip out in Albuquerque on almost 2 Saturdays ago. Yeah, about 2 Saturdays ago. I'm trying to think of the date when we started it. Let me pull that up for you guys. It was pretty early in August, so it was the 6th of August is when we started this trip, and when we started out in Albuquerque, and the plan was to make it to Atlanta, Georgia. So as we are currently in Tennessee, you can see that we're really close to getting there, which is really freaking cool. Um, and right now we are just kind of taking a day to kind of relax and recoup. It's kind of been a lot of splash and dash throughout the last 10 days of basically driving the RV to a spot, getting the stabilizers down, spending the night, maybe casting a rod out at the lake, and then hightailing out of there to the next city. And so, to be completely honest, it's been tough. It's been exhausting. It's more of a marathon than I thought it was going to be. But that's not a bad thing, right? Because we're starting to really figure out how to be RVers now, as we kind of venture down this new path in our older age. But I know. So joining me on the trip is actually Jen. She's queued up in her own camera, but we'll bring her in a little bit. You can see her right there. You can see Dusa. She's been the travel puppy. She's been doing really great as far as making sure that she's been being good and being a good puppy and having all that fun. I see I got 2 people on watching. Thank you guys for joining the party. If you guys have any questions about what we're doing or how everything's been going, just throw it in the comments down below. But nonetheless, so we started off in Albuquerque. The first stop that we wanted to go to was Pampa, Texas, which was this little tiny RV resort that had this most beautiful lake that you'd ever see. This thing was like in the middle of nowhere. The population of this town was like 1,800. So it was not big. But really it was like an oasis in this desert. It was just a flat town. Obviously, it was a farming community, but this little RV park was just so adorable, so cute, and it was pretty cool. After that, we headed straight to Durant, Oklahoma, and from there, oh gosh, go get them, boys! Go get them! Yeah, go get them! That's the third unit that just passed by. I hope everything's all right. So we stopped in Durant, Oklahoma, where we met up with Crystal. We stayed there for about a day and a half. After that, we hit Little Rock, Arkansas. And let me get the itinerary just to make sure. Yeah, we stopped in Little Rock, Arkansas at Momel Park, which was actually incredibly beautiful. Like, holy moly, it was completely unexpected. And we stayed up on the lake that was traversing through Little Rock. It was pretty phenomenal. And after that, we got into Tennessee the next day, up in New Johnsonville. So we stopped at Pebble Isle Marina, which was almost as soon as you got to Tennessee. And then after that, we headed up to Kentucky, stayed in Mammoth Cave for a couple of days, and now we are back in Tennessee, staying at the Honeysuckle RV Park. I'm pulling stuff up, sorry you guys. At the Honeysuckle RV Park, right here in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. So we've been able to do a lot of cool stuff since we've gotten here. Believe it or not, I really felt as though the vacation really started around um, Kentucky when we got to Mammoth. When we got to Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, that's when the vacation really started because we were able to kind of really post up for a couple of days and get to know the location, the area, and we've done some really, I'm talking some really exciting things. And I'm from fishing on the boardwalk, which is it's just fun, all the way to rappelling off some pretty gnarly faces. Uh, which Jed participated in too. We actually did a night rappel, and that was so cool. Dusa joined us on the rappel as well, so she was just attached to my harness, hanging on underneath, and she did fantastic going down. But yeah, it was all pretty. It was all well and fun. Um, since we got done, after we got done there, oh, and we went to, of course, Mammoth Cave. Check that out. Explored all those caves. After that, which we headed out to here, which is Gatlinville, Kentucky, which specifically, like I said, we're in Ware Valley right now because we had to grab some tea. But the RV park here uh, is just right in the heart of the Smoky Mountains. And let me show you guys real quick what I mean by Smoky Mountains. So hopefully the camera will adjust, but these are the mountains right here behind. And I don't know exactly how tall these ones get, right? This is the lower part of the Appalachian Mountain Range. And there's probably one mountain that I was like, it's a pretty big fucking mountain. Uh, but thus far, these actually feel kind of like the Sandias. Definitely a lot greener, definitely different kind of flora and fauna that hang out around these parts, but still beautiful nonetheless. Uh, and you would not believe that there are tons and tons of things to do out here, from off-roading to attractions to Dollywood. Uh, just fantastic stuff to do, and we've been able to enjoy most of all of that. I want to get another rappel in somewhere around these parts. They got a lot of work to do, which I'll go ahead and get into that. So we've been taking a lot of video of a lot of all the stuff that we've been doing, from the travels to even the rappelling, and I think going to Dollywood, which we, I'm not going to say we met her. I'm not a big fan of Dolly Parton. I know who she is. I know of her music. But what are the odds that we randomly travel here to Tennessee and this girl is filming something at the park and we got to see Dolly Parton in person 4 feet away from us? It was the coolest thing. Um, but again, all that footage, all those, like all that has all been captured on the phone as well as on our GoPro 360 that we have in the truck. So I'm going to be working on a lot of those today. So everything's going to be very blog style, like I usually do. I got a lot of content I got to turn out, so I don't think it's going to be very heavily produced and very graphically intense, but it will kind of go and talk about the story of everything that Jen and I have been going through so far. We have one last major leg of this trip, and that's actually when we get to Atlanta, Georgia. And maybe I'll do a check-in then. Again, hello, everyone. Thank you guys for joining the stream. But yeah, I'll go ahead and check in probably around then to let you guys know once we're headed back to Albuquerque. There's really only one like marquee thing after on the way back, and that's I'm going to go run in and visit some friends that I've met through Twitch, and this is going to be our first kind of hangout together. So I'm super excited about that. But apart from that, yeah, that's where we're at. This is kind of like, it was kind of like a big data dump update, but all in all, it's just been fantastic. This looks like a yurt that I'm like staying in. It's really not. This is the tea shop that we stopped at. Right over there, there's the stairs to it. They just have this right in front of it. I'm not sure as to why. Maybe to advertise some camping in this later on, but this is just a place where they told us where I could film, have the dog, and drink my tea at the same time. So it provides really dynamic background, so I'm okay with that. Jen, you got a point where you could pop in? Sure. All right. Well, Jen's going to pop in here on the stream Bam. All right. She's a little fun. Say hi to everyone. I don't know if her mic's on. But so you guys, we're right next to each other, so you guys might hear a little bit of overlap from our audio. But we just wanted to say hi to you guys, let you know that we're doing okay. Everyone is doing fine. Deuce is doing fantastic. If you guys have any questions, now's the time to throw it in the chat and say hello. But until then, Jen, how do you feel? How do you feel the trip is going so far?
Good. I'm really enjoying it.
Is this something you feel you needed?
Yeah.
Oh, we got soccer fish. Hi, soccer fish. Going. Why didn't you join us on this trip? So what do you think of this year? New Year and this year?
I don't think they can really see it.
You can see a little bit of it. What has been your favorite part of this trip so far?
Dollywood.
Yep, Dollywood. Surprising.
But I can tell you what's going to be my favorite part in the next 2 days is going to be the trade. That's actually what we're going to want to get the tickets transferred over to my Apple Wallet, so they're on my phone, and now I'm looking for parking.
Yeah, you heard her right, guys. A Braves game. What are the stops along the trip? Well, so we're actually, I believe, in day 10 of the trip. This is a 16-day trip. The stops so far. Oops, let me just make sure I'm unmuted. Yeah, I'm unmuted. The stops so far have been in Pampa, Texas, Durant, Oklahoma, Little Rock, Arkansas, New Johnsonville, Tennessee, Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia. Then we're going to be staying in Memphis, Tennessee on the way back, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then I believe we were supposed to go to Lake Meredith, Texas, but we've changed it up so that we are actually going to be going back to Pampa, Texas, just because we had so much fun at that little place. Like, that really was, and Jen will probably chime in here, that really was like the absolute surprise, I think, of the whole entire trip, right? Like, as far as what we were expecting.
Do you want some water for your cup?
If we could.
What about a pop cup?
Even better.
How about both?
You're going to be this dog's new best friend.
So, yeah, so this is almost 10 stops, I think, that we've gone on, right? Or what we'll end up going on altogether. Like, it's over 3,000 miles that we're traveling. So, some good Memphis barbecue sounds good. I'm going to let Jen talk on that because I think she enjoyed it more than I did.
I like that you could just dip it in your own sauce. It was really good. It had like a good char on it, and it was like moist, but the outside was like sticky. I don't know. It was good. I wasn't a fan of the potato salad, but the mac and cheese was delicious.
Yeah, and we got footage of that too. We actually had passed through Memphis on the way up to get to it was right after we left. What was the stop? Let me pull it up real quick. Right after Pebble Isle Marina. Like, when we got into New Johnsonville, Memphis was not too far after that, and so we stopped in over there at Memphis. It's just because we knew the barbecue had such a pristine history, and in fact, we stopped at a location that was specifically, or that we chose specifically due to the fact that it had won a lot of awards for its barbecue, and we wanted to try it. And you could, like, in the video that we took, you could get a full rundown, or we give a full rundown of what we thought about it. But when it came down to it, really, it was, I think I was impressed. It was good barbecue. Like, it was really good barbecue, but it wasn't the best barbecue. And I think that's where my expectations were a little bit too high for this.
Look what I have.
Oh gosh.
Let's do some water first. Aw. What's the name?
Her name is Dusa.
Dusa?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, her name is Dusa.
Oh, Dusette.
Dusa.
Dusa, I had it right, okay.
Dusa May.
My girl, she looks like a bear. I named her Baloo.
Yeah.
Even though she's a girl. Everyone's like, that's a boy name. I'm like, so? And she's a Keyshawn, so she's really fluffy.
Yeah.
She looks like a Norwegian Elkhound, but like longer hair and softer. And she's really mad that I moved her down here from Vermont because she's like, why would you take me to this heat, you crazy lady?
It is definitely a different type of altitude and temperature out over here.
Hey. Is it yummy?
Do you want to give your place a shout out? We're actually streaming right now.
Am I talking? What are you streaming for? I don't like to. Oh my god!
It's just
I look like
just vlogging. It's nothing in particular. Just if you want to plug your restaurant or your guys' coffee shop and all that other stuff.
I don't know what to do now. I'm nervous. I hate being on TV. I hate all that stuff. You do it for me. If I didn't look like poop, do you do it with the camera?
Yeah, where I'm streaming right now, so you can at least say hi.
Hi.
Here, just say hi to everyone.
Hello.
She was nice enough to bring Deuce a pup cup and some water while we're out here doing this thing and being all fancy. So if you guys ever are in this area, if you ever go visit Dollywood, what is the name? So what is the exact name of it?
The Heavenly Roast.
The Heavenly Roast. So we passed by this place about for the last 2 days, and we kept saying we got to stop here for tea. It looks so quaint, it looks so beautiful, and the interior is phenomenal. This is not a yurt, but what is this?
I don't know exactly what they call it. I don't have a lot to do with that, but the same owners are opening the campground down there.
Okay.
So they're permanent tent fixtures with kitchens, living rooms, bathrooms, and they will be open in September.
Okay.
To rent.
So this is what it looks like inside. So again, like the intention was not to come to Dollywood. We wanted to kind of RV around the Smoky Mountains just because Airstream said that this was the place to go. But we kept passing this place, and it's beautiful inside. The Heavenly Roast. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. The Heavenly Roast. If you guys have a chance, stop here. It's beautiful inside. And in fact, this is again where they told us we could hang out and do this stuff. So it was pretty cool. So back on it. Memphis barbecue. Yeah, again, I just don't. It was good barbecue, and this place won tons of awards, tons of awards. And the staff there was very, very friendly. They were all amazing. They're very excited to see us for some reason, mainly because we were just being real goofballs. Jen herself was sitting there advertising Buc-ee's. She's not wearing it today, but she's been wearing her Buc-ee hat just about the entire trip. And everywhere we go, I don't get it. People love Buc-ee's. It makes no damn sense to me, but they love Buc-ee's. So we are traveling via RV. That's correct. Yes, we are traveling via RV. We got a brand new Airstream. It's an Airstream base camp. This thing is beautiful. And it's pretty phenomenal. Inside, I'll say this. If I could give a quick, like a 10-day assessment, there's a lot of chores every day because you're in this 20-foot space. It's all meant to be minimalist and utilitarian. So it's all designed for you. It's all designed for you kind of to do anything you want with it, which is great. But there is no intended practical space. And what I mean by that is that, there's shelves, but there's not shelving. There's storage, but they're not comprehensive storage. It's not a comprehensive storage. It's kind of, so everything has to kind of be Tetrised in if you pack heavily. And we pack to rappel, we pack to hike, we pack to fish. So we have a lot of equipment and gear. And of course we packed for a 21-day trip. So if you want to do something, like you want to go take a shower, or you want to go cook, or you want to make the bed, it almost feels like you're moving everything from one side of the camper to adjust everything that you need to, and then make it a usable space, or at least for the intended purpose. So it doesn't bug me, because as much as it was of a change of habit, because when you wake up at home in the morning, or possibly in any other RV, right, like all the space is already designated to do a certain thing, right? The kitchen's designated to be a kitchen. You have the space to work in the kitchen, but this one, our kitchen serves like as a whole bunch of stuff. It serves as like a workable space. It serves as kind of like additional storage. There's even like a little cap that goes over the sink, and that sink kind of just extends the usable space that you have on top of that shelving. So it's not a complaint. Again, it's just, it was a change of habits that we had to do, and there's a lot of forethought that has to be done before you start doing anything in particular. And I think we could, as like we go on more trips, we could kind of like dial that in. I do have my work stuff here, so I have an extra monitor. I have all my tablets, all my computers, all that's also stored in there. And I think if we didn't have that as much of a worry, we'd be able to utilize the space better. And then on top of that, I think if we start getting some shelving and start getting some better storage containers and exploring those options, we'd probably be in a much better space. But right now, like the RV is just, it's phenomenal. And yeah, it's so Saka Fish, you're absolutely right. The RV is beautiful, and in fact, there has not been a place, except maybe here so far, but we haven't really mingled with our neighbors all that much. But everywhere we go, from the campsites to even gas stations, people stop and just make some sort of comment about the RV, and they say that it's beautiful, that they love it, or that it's different. And it is. In fact, we had a 2-hour delay leaving from Mammoth Cave Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, out in Nolan Lake. Hey, baby. Yeah. What? Yes, do that. You want to say hi to everyone? Say hi. Good girl. All right, go lay down. She's like me to go, Mom. We'll wrap it up. That's a good call. I think Deuce is letting us know. Okay, let me set this down. I'll get Deuce on my lap. There we go. So, yeah. So we've gotten comments on it just about everywhere Sorry, it's going to be bumpy till she gets settled. Everywhere that we've gone, and it's fancy. It's cool. It's very practical. It's very user friendly. We are running into a problem with it mechanically that we're going to have to adjust and sort out with Airstream. I think it's going to be something that hopefully we could do a warranty claim on it. I'll talk about that more later, because that's for Tuesday Bojack and not for Monday CJ. So we'll worry about it then. Your 5-bed pop-up with AC was cool. Dude, this thing is stellar. Just stellar. Like, it really is. Again, like I said, it's a mindset change that we've had to adapt with working with this thing, but it's no less cool. It's no less awesome. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and end this here. Thank you guys for jumping on. We appreciate y'all. I know Jen's been busy with on her phone and all that other jazz, but yeah, stand by. We'll be getting more of the vlogs out, and hopefully with any luck, we'll have one out tonight, so you guys can see how our trip started and our whole journey. So there's some really cool stuff that we ended up getting. It's pretty cool. But Saka Fish, thanks for joining us. Everyone else, we appreciate you guys popping on. Dusa says goodbye. Say bye, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
And hi.